Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the Beverly Hillbillies Facts and Trivia. Y'all kick off your shoes and you said a spell, all right? Now here's your host for the show, the old Kentucky boy himself, Mr. Bob Snap.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Beverly Hillbillies Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Before we get started, I ask you to please subscribe and please share these out. Thank you. Today's video is on the relationship between the Beverly Hillbillies and Buick. Let's see what it is. In 1962, the CBS introduced a new television comedy by the name of the Beverly Hillbillies. It's an overnight sensation and immediately garnered impressive viewer ratings. The premise was the poor, ignorant Ozark family becomes suddenly rich when the man of the family, Jed, strikes oil while hunting rabbits with his trusty rifle. Each episode began with a vignette of his famous hunting episode. When he misses the rabbit, the bullet penetrates the ground and oil spurts up from the earth. Oil did spurt up from the earth in a similar manner in Oklahoma and elsewhere. Several decades earlier, setting off a black gold rush and literally fueling the American automotive industry. This television show blurred geology and chronology to suit the needs of its comedy premise. The Clampett's naive and ignorant hillbilly folk outwit and confound the slick townsfolk trying to, in vain, to trick them out of their home, newfound wealth, and negative dignity. An adoring image in the Beverly Hillbillies was the time-honored vehicle, a 1922 or 23 flatbed truck. That opening vignette showed them arriving in Southern California. They loaded up the truck and moved to Beverly Hills, that is. The Clampetts continued to drive it around, this unapologetic symbol of their strong-willed independence and immunity to the social pressures of the scorn of the snobbish neighbors. Now, as to the ownership of the truck, according to Jed, strictly speaking, it belongs to my cousin Pearl. But she said I can keep it as long as I keep cousin Jethro. The now wealthy Clampetts didn't bother to upgrade their mode of transportation. The venerable pre-Depression era truck, strengthened with rope and baling wire, would remain the family vehicle throughout the entire series, which ran for several years in prime time, then another decade in reruns. Towards the end of it, George Barris' Hot Rod version was introduced, partly to enhance product marketing. The latter included plastic toy models, dolls, lunch boxes, comic books, photos, games, record albums, trading cards, and a lot more. But in 1962, the Clampett truck was a very authentic, overlooked relic from a time when thousands of Depression struck and Dust Bowl families heaped their remaining valuables onto their farm trucks and headed towards the sunset in a last-ditch effort to escape the impoverishment of their home regions. They sought the land of milk and honey and jobs in California, and many didn't make it. Buick first began building trucks on a regular basis in 1910. Upon founder Billy Durant's second departure from General Motors in 1920, and under Alfred Sloan's leadership, truck manufacturing was consolidated under the Chevrolet and GMC names, even though the designs remained the same. Valve in head motors, sliding gear transmission, shaft drive, choice of finished bodies, and complete electrical systems. 1923 was the last year of Buick's truck production before reverting entirely to passenger cars. The exceptions were that Buick built a few truck prototypes in 28 and throughout the 20s provided chassis for buses, police cars, and fire trucks, and then professional cars, hearses, and ambulances. According to historian Arthur Schulman, television critics invariably cited the Beverly Hillbillies as the most flagrant example of the decadence of television comedy. Part of the reason was that in '62 people still remember the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl brought on of the 1930s. Some still do today. There was not much funny about it as it unfolded. Photographer Dorothea Lange captured for all time the desperate struggle in her heart-rending black and white images. John Steinbeck encapsulated the allegorical Jodes family migration to California in his novel Grapes of Wrath, which was made into a film in '67 starring Henry Fonda and John Carradine and directed by John Ford. I know it's kind of a little bit of a monotone type thing, but I just thought it's very interesting. That's all I got for you. Today is the final day of the contest, so let's get the question up. Okay. This is from Classic Sitcoms Facts and Trivia. What horror movie was Betty White in? What horror movie was Betty White in? That's all I got for you. Don't forget to go over to Classic Sitcoms Facts and Trivia and check that out. And when you do, please subscribe. Thank you. Have a great day. God bless and be praying for you.